Hola, welcome to 3 o'clock with SOC. Give me a moment as I invite our Spanish-speaking guest. Bienvenido y gracias por ver 3 o'clock con SOC. Si quieres acceso al programa en español, por favor, marque ese número que aparece en la pantalla, cuál es 646-749-3122. Cuando le conteste su llamada, marque 779-328-221. Today is November 6, 2020, and we have made it through another week. It has definitely been another historical week. We thank you all for joining us. You'll find simultaneous translation in English and Spanish on our YouTube channel and also on our Facebook page. You can also make sure that you can reach us through Instagram as well. My name is Andrea Rodriguez. I'm the Leadership Coordinator for Southside Organizing Center. Joining me today are also my teammates, Maria Parea, who is doing production. We have Marlene Zaran today doing guest support, and then Travis Hope will be in the comments. Then later on, in an interview, we'll have Tammy Rivera doing our main guest today. Also, besides that, you can reach us at any time at 414-672-8090. Even though we can't meet in person, our team is definitely here for you always. And we're very thankful that we can interact with you. And I'm seeing some wonderful hellos right now. Thank you so much. We appreciate you all. I did want you to know that we do have a very, very quick SOC survey, and you'll find it maybe takes 2 or 3 minutes to fill out. These surveys are very valuable to us. We look at them all the time, and they help us with any show ideas you might have, or any changes that you want, or any topics you would like us to cover. So please don't hesitate to fill out the survey. We would love that feedback from you all. Again, I just want you to know that all of us at SOC wish we could be with you in person, but we are working from home safe right now because our zip code at our headquarters is considered a hot zone right now for COVID-19, but we all wish you are okay and you're staying safe. Please don't hesitate to email us or call us or reach us on Messenger. We're always here from you, and we look forward to seeing you in the comments saying hello today. Really quick, I do want to give a disclaimer. The views and opinions today shared on today's show do not necessarily reflect those of SOC. So we just want to make that very clear. We have a lot of amazing guests and a lot of great information, but we do want to be very clear about our disclaimer. Some quick announcements. Today definitely is our Organizing Leadership and Community Development Day. So you know, our feature segment will be Financial Navigator Program. So we'll have Patty Landreros, who is a Financial Navigator from Riverworks, and also Melissa McGowie, who is a Grant Compliance Manager with the City of Milwaukee. A little later on the show, we'll have Alicia Claps-Balistreri, who is an Assistant Program Director with Marquette's Trinity Fellowship Program, and I'll be doing an interview with her. Just to give you a heads up for next week, we'll be having our amazing youth joining us on Tuesday. Wednesday will be Spanish Day, and we'll have Nelson Soler from the Fire and Police Commission joining us. Thursday, we'll have some great COVID-19 updates with Claire Evers, the Commissioner of Environmental Health. And then on Friday, I'm really excited, Pastor Marty Calderon, Founder and Executive Director of God Touch Milwaukee, will be joining us for an update on their services. Besides that, I'm going to go ahead and invite our Executive Director, Tammy Rivera, to go ahead and do our next segment. Hi, Tammy.
Hi, thank you, Andrea. Great job. Folks, we welcome you, and we'd like to also welcome our guest of the day. We're going to have with us Patty Landeros, Patty Landeros and Melissa McCoffey, who are a new function in the community of financial navigators. Hola, Patty.
Hi, everyone. How are you guys doing?
Hola, Melissa. A little tongue-tied. I think I just pooped out at the end of the week, I have to tell you. How are you?
Doing well. Yeah, this is a unique week. You know, I think we're all feeling that. But thank you so much for having us. We're excited to talk about the new program.
Of course. And are you, Patty, at home or at the office?
No, I'm at home right now.
And you, Melissa?
At home.
Yeah, we're working all virtually as well. So it takes a little more work to get you on digitally, but we so appreciate that you made the time. Let's start here. Why don't you talk about the role that you have with your organization first, and then we'll talk about the organization, and then we'll talk about the financial navigator function and all the information and resources available. So let's start with you, Pati. What's your role with the organization?
Well, my name is Pati Landeros. I am the program assistant at Riverworks. And basically what we do is we are a financial clinic, a one-stop shop. We specialize in helping individuals with their credit scores. And we also assist them and connect them with placing them in jobs. And we also do home ownership counseling.
Great. And how about you, Melissa? I know you reminded me that we met when you were with the Office of Violence Prevention. Let's talk about your role here now.
Yes, so I'm Melissa McGahey. I'm a grant compliance manager with the part of the city government that does grants administration. So the Community Development Grants Administration Office, CDGA. And my role there is to look for grants, to write grants, and to participate in parts of grant management. So in this project, the funder kind of required two pieces. So the funder is the Cities for Financial Empowerment Fund, and they wanted a local government manager role, which became me, and then also the nonprofit role to do the direct service. So we're so excited to partner with Riverworks, and they're really the experts on this topic because they have so much experience in financial coaching.
So let's talk about the program itself. Let's talk globally about it and then walk people through what they can expect to receive in services.
Okay, go ahead, Melissa.
Okay, well, the Cities for Financial Empowerment Fund, their mission is really looking at how can we embed financial empowerment into local government. So the way the city is looking at this program of financial navigation is as part of its overall COVID response umbrella, so that COVID response is not just testing and sharing public health information and masks. It's also, we have to address that there are some unique financial challenges right now that Milwaukee residents are facing related to just everything that's going on with the pandemic. So, you know, some funders are pretty hands-off. This funder is the opposite of that. They've been giving us a ton of training and technical assistance and really showing us how do you adopt this model. And we're part of their second cohort of cities doing financial navigator programs. So we're able to learn from the first cohort, you know, how did all those other cities get this up and running? And so it's great to have that support, and also to learn from Riverworks, just that are so passionate about helping people gain financial stability. So the program is to access sessions over the phone of tailored financial advice from a financial navigator. And that can be accessed either through a website or a phone number. So people can call 414-882-7440 or go to the website milwaukee.gov/FN. And it's just entering kind of a name and phone number, your preferred language, because services are available in English or Spanish. And then a financial navigator will call back with some tailored support to link people with the type of resources they need. So Patty, do you want to fill in? What am I leaving out there?
Sure. You did say a lot. You covered a lot of aspects of the Financial Navigator program. I do want to add in, though, that if any callers request Spanish services, they can call that number. They can also call 414-882-8440, and they can request those services. And one of the financial navigators will call them back and provide those bilingual services in Spanish. So we will be talking to the clients or the callers. It can range anywhere from a couple minutes to 30 minutes to an hour, depending on the topic that they call in for. And the topic that we cover ranges from guiding them through unemployment, the unemployment process, you know, any other benefits, maximizing their income, security, security for food benefits, any stuff like that, they can speak to one of our navigators, and we've hand chosen our navigators that are truly caring for our community, that will empathize with these callers and truly hear them out, and will talk them through and provide them an action plan at the end of the call, with all the information they need, the numbers that they can call, or where they can go to get the information that they need.
And how long has this service been available?
It's brand new. The program launched on October 28th. So yeah, as it goes on, we'll be able to collect more data on, what are the top concerns of the callers over time, which, could potentially even inform Milwaukee's response. If people keep calling asking about a thing we wouldn't expect, that data will become valuable. But yeah, we're brand new right now. So thank you so much for helping us get out the word. And we're really reaching out to both individuals who have individual needs, and if people are part of organizations that work with clients, this is all free. So you can, help refer your client to this service as well.
That was going to be one of my next questions. What is the cost for the services? But you said it's free. Patty mentioned that people can call and receive services in Spanish. Are you offering, or is there available service in other languages?
At this moment, there's only English and Spanish, but we're hoping that down the line in the near future, we'll have more of a variety of languages that we can offer as well.
And you said this earlier too, but I want to make sure we give the numbers again so that they can be put in the comments, which is folks can call in English to what number? Will you repeat the number again?
414-882-7440.
And in Spanish, Patty?
In Spanish, they can call 414-882-8440, and they can request a time that they would want a navigator to call them back, and we'll definitely give them a call back.
Great. Is there anything else, ladies, you want to share today before we conclude this segment?
I had another thought, just that, people can call with a primary concern, but then have a few other things too that they want to talk about. So we're able to triage, a number of needs at once. And while this program is primarily, it's not like in-depth case management that goes on, but it's very easy to refer a caller to that more ongoing financial counseling if that's needed, because RiverWorks also offers that. And finally, I just think, just want to say our hearts go out to everyone who is balancing all of the 2020 stuff, the virtual learning and health challenges and financial challenges. People are calling with some weighty issues, and we just think everyone's doing the best they can. And if we can stop being so siloed and link more people up with some tailored support, that would feel good in getting us to be doing as well as we can in this challenging time.
Well, I'm going to say some hellos and see if we have any questions. Okay, so hang on. Let's see. Hola, Jasmine, Jennifer, Alan, Kimberly. Those are, looks like our youth, Isaiah. Looks like JJ Samaripa. Looks like our youth group, our youth organizers are joining us today. Hola, Elizabeth Ramirez. Let's see. Ariana and Lucas from the youth are with us. Hola, Joanna Jimenez. Hola, Diana Becerra. Hola, Hillary Rios. Patty, let's talk a little bit again of the details. I'm calling. Let's say I'm a caller. Hola, Jasmine. What's the first approach with a caller? Are you doing sort of an assessment of what their concerns and needs are? You want to walk us through that a little bit?
Sure. Well, when we get the call, it's usually in our queue. So we practically already, we're going to know what their concerns are. But like Melissa did say, we're going to triage any other concerns that they might have. So we have that information offhand with the caller.
Let me ask you, Pati, ¿qué quiere decir? What does Q mean? You mean that somebody did an assessment form already?
Right, correct. So they're gonna go onto the website and fill out an inquiry of what their requests, what they need, what resources are available that they might want. So we're gonna have all that information coming in through our queues in a system. So that's when we call back, and we get all of the action planned, and we do send it to them through email at the end of the call.
All right, give me that website. Let me see if I can pull that up just so folks can get a sense of what that is. What's the website?
It's milwaukee.gov/FN.
Milwaukee.gov/FN. That's it?
Yes.
Okay, so let me see. I'm not from this generation of digital navigators, but I'm going to see if I can share my screen. Let me know if you see it.
And this is like 1 week old, so fingers crossed that this all works.
Can you see the Milwaukee Financial Navigator program on the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so folks are going to go here, right?
Yep.
And how to get financial assistance. Is this where they're going to have to start their process?
Yes.
Yes.
So if they press here on request a session, it talks about what's going to happen during this session. It says prioritize daily living expenses, maximize income, manage debt, avoid scams, access other social services, budget for future loss of income. So folks, you can see here the information, general, just generic demographic information, and how you want to receive communication. Now, I can't fill this out because I don't want to disturb the system, but as you can see, it's fairly easy to access and navigate. Now, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Let's see if I can get back with y'all. There we go. Managed to do that. Proud of myself. Sometimes I'm not able to manage that. If they don't have access to the internet, can this be done in a different way, Bhante? Can they call you and then have the session initiated, or what can be done?
Yeah, I believe they can call the number that Melissa provided. The number that they can also call, that secondary number that I provided, is to request services. For example, if they want their session in Spanish, and that's when it will be scheduled with the bilingual navigator to return the phone call back, and they can start their session then.
Great. All right, folks. So you got a couple of options. Hola, Francisco Rios. Does anybody have questions before we say thanks to Pati and Melissa? If not, we are grateful for you all being with us and for this new service in the community that is much needed. So thank you, ladies. Take care, and we hope to see you back on the forum.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Adios. So what we're going to do now is we're going to skip over a segment because our next guest hasn't arrived. So I'm going to ask Maria. Maria, can you go ahead and get ready for the next segments? And I'm going to turn it back to Andrea, who can skip this segment until our guest gets here.
Thank you so much for that, Tammy. We appreciate that wonderful information for the Financial Navigator program. And I think because we're just waiting and we see so many wonderful hellos from all of you, our amazing youth organizers. Thank you, Tammy, for checking in with them. I want to give an extra shout out to Johanna, who used to be a freshman with me at St. John's many moons ago, and we're still timeless, so I love her extra. While we wait for this next guest, I'm sure she's going to log in any moment. Why don't we go ahead and do our Corona-19 update next from Marlene Zaran.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to 3 o'clock with SOC today. My name is Marlene Zaran, and today I am going to be giving you an update of COVID-19 cases within the 53215 and 53204 zip codes. So as you can see here, in District 8, which is Alderman Zamaripa, we have 3,125 cases and 23 deaths. And in District 12, for Alderman Jose Perez, we have 3,234 cases and 16 deaths that have been reported. If we look here, so we're going to click on the district for District 8, and we're going to get all of the data for District 8. You can see here that the majority of deaths is between 60 to 65 years old in District 8. And then if you see the number of cases by age group, the highest is in 15 to 24-year-olds at 5,702 cases, and 6,157 cases in 25 to 34-year-olds. If you look at gender, it hasn't changed much, but the gender is more in females than males. And if you look at race and ethnicity, the highest number of cases is in the Hispanic community. The second highest is in the Black or African American community, and coming in third is the white community. So now we're going to look at District 12. So if you look at District 12, again, District 12 has 3,234 cases and 16 deaths. District 12 also has the highest number of cases in 65 to 80-year-olds, and the highest number of cases by age group, 15 to 24-year-olds, is 5,702, and 25 to 34 is 6,157 cases. The female population is the highest. So we can see that. And then the Hispanic population is the highest in District 12, at 8,831 cases. The Black or African American community has 8,182 cases, and the white community has 6,815. Those are the highest race and ethnicities right now within Milwaukee. As you can see here, we are at a darker orange in District 12. So that means we have more cases in District 12 than District 8. District 8 is at a lighter orange color. If you can see here, the less cases you have, the more green it becomes. So currently District 8 and District 12, which are the 53215 and 53204 zip codes in Milwaukee, who have the highest rates of COVID-19 cases as of right now. I hope you all have a great weekend, and that is the COVID-19 update for today. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you to Marlene Zaran for that information. We look forward to getting another update on Monday from her as well. Next up, I'd like to bring on Assistant Director for the Trinity Fellows Program, Alicia Claps-Bellistreri.
Hi,
Hola,
everyone.
Alicia, how are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
Excellent. Thank you so much for coming on today and being flexible with us. We really appreciate that.
Oh, thank you for having me. I really appreciate that. I'm in such a good mood today. It's beautiful outside. I've had some coffee.
And considering the stresses this week, the weather has been just a gift, hasn't it?
It really has made such a difference in a very stressful week, I would say. It kind of helps to lift the spirits for sure.
Excellent. As leadership coordinator at SOC, one of my great jobs is I get to partner with organizations like Marquette Trinity Fellowship. Also, we do a partnership with UW-Milwaukee and Cardinal Stritch, and actually all the universities. We're very lucky that we can have some interns in the past. And right now, you have a very important deadline coming up. We'd love to hear all about the program and your position.
Wonderful. Is it okay if I share a screen?
Absolutely.
Wonderful. I've got a bit of a PowerPoint. I know it's sometimes nicer to actually have a visual, not just me talking. Let's see here. Sorry, Wish I had some
No, you're good.
transition music. All right, here we go. All right, so a bit about the Trinity Fellows Program. We are a program that supports emerging leaders who are committed to social and economic justice. So we're really looking for folks who are passionate about community work, caring and supporting others, and who are interested in developing their own leadership capacity. We are a 21-month work study program. So fellows pursue a master's degree in one of 15 disciplines, and they also work at a community-based organization in Milwaukee. And so they're working full-time as graduate students and also serving at their nonprofit 15 hours a week or 18 hours a week during the 2 academic years. And then in that summer, they actually get to do full-time work, which is kind of nice because they're able to dive deep into their projects and really get to intimately understand Milwaukee and the nonprofit sector. It's also a cohort model. So we have 12 fellows admitted each year who come from a variety of backgrounds, who have a variety of passions, who are studying different disciplines, and they take 3 core courses together that are all rooted in social justice. And they also engage in monthly reflections, so they're given space to reflect on their own leadership development, as well as build community and connection with one another, because there's often a shared sense of values and a commitment to growing in how to support social justice and social change. I wanted to give you some ideas of our current partners. So we have a variety of partners in terms of neighborhood associations, Medical College of Wisconsin, foundations, that sort of thing. Our supervisors at the agency placements really serve as co-educators and mentors to the fellows. So kind of nice to have that built-in support and investment in their leadership development. And some examples of the roles are community engagement, volunteer coordination. We have a focus on communications, event planning, program management, and even data and research as well. For me, I'm actually an alum of the program as well as a staff person, and I got my master's degree in communications, and I worked at the Dominican Center as the communications specialist. So it was really nice to learn about the theoretical things around communication and be able to apply them hands-on at my agency placement. And we've found that our fellows really find a lot of value in that. In terms of benefits, we do provide a full tuition scholarship and a monthly stipend of $16.65 per month. Part of being in the program really means investing in your professional development, and we also provide $200 per program year to have fellows attend maybe webinars, events, or get books that support where they want to grow. And we also have social funds for a social committee that meets once a month. The socializing piece of our program really is rooted in, again, building community and connection. And so fellows are, they have the very kind of rigorous academics, but also that just casual getting to know each other, talking about what they're passionate about. Again, we have monthly reflections. You're part of a co-learning cohort. You're investing in your leadership development, and you also receive a lot of support and coaching from program staff. So we're meeting regularly with fellows to talk through their goals and aspirations, connecting them with potential mentors or within our network and resources that we have. And we also have a really active alumni network. We have 192 alumni that live across the world, and all fellows are given access to a directory that lists all of the alumni contact information. In terms of requirements, first and foremost, fellows do have to get into the master's program of their choice. So they'll have to meet the admission requirements for that. And they also have to have demonstrated a commitment to service. So they have to complete a full-time service commitment, such as Peace Corps, AmeriCorps, maybe you've heard of Public Allies or City Year. Completing a program like that would make you eligible for this program. Or, and I underscore or, because it's a newer possibility in terms of eligibility, is you could also have 2 or more years of full-time employment with a nonprofit organization, and that would also make you eligible for our program. Otherwise, we're really looking for folks that have demonstrated leadership capacity. And in order to be eligible for our program, applicants must be a U.S. citizen, permanent resident, DACA recipient, or undocumented resident of the United States. We do have an application deadline of January 15th. So that's what's coming up quickly. And I know it can take some time if you need to take the GRE or perhaps get some letter of recommendations. So I'm really happy that you've invited me to speak today just to give folks that extra time if they need it to prepare. In terms of who should apply to be a fellow, again, if you're committed about social and economic justice, if you're committed to developing your own leadership and being in a program that has a level of accountability with that, perhaps you want to explore your vocation or purpose. To get into this program, you don't have to have your whole 10-year plan or anything like that. You could use it as a jumping off point to kind of figure out where you want to go and what you want to do. And hopefully you would really want to embrace self-reflection and lifelong learning, as you would learn quite a bit in 21 months. Otherwise, we're hoping that you want to be connected with other folks who are developing their leadership and who want to be innovative problem solvers. Otherwise, we are based in Milwaukee, and so we really like to see an investment in building capacity and strengthening the infrastructure of Milwaukee-based nonprofits, and so just contributing to build a more just Milwaukee. In terms of how to learn more, we do have a website. I'm happy to put it in a chat room or share otherwise if it's not easy to grab. But otherwise, you can reach out to me, Alicia Claps-Balistreri. I love to speak with folks one-on-one. I set up regular 30-minute conversations just to hear about your passions, to talk through the program model and the application to see if this program's for you. So I also am happy to connect folks with current fellows and alumni, because I know it can sometimes be intimidating to speak to a staff person, so it can be sometimes easier to talk directly with another student. So please reach out if you're interested. And with that is all I have in terms of presentation.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And I really love that one of the requirements is showing a commitment to service. I myself am an MCCC AmeriCorps graduate, and just really having that commitment is just so much more powerful. Let me know how has COVID-19 affected any of your programming? Has any changes happened because of that?
That's a really great question. We have 2 cohorts at one time, first and second year. So we have 24 fellows plus 3 staff. And because of that, we're a large group. And so most of our programming is taking place virtually. So our monthly reflections take place virtually. Our socials have been taking place virtually. We try to be as creative as possible. We're constantly grabbing evaluations around how to improve, the process with technology, as I'm sure many of us are. And we've provided some extra funds for fellows if they do want to meet in person in smaller groups. I know for me, I've increased how frequently I'm meeting with fellows just to make sure that they have what they need, as this can be a stressful time. Going into graduate school is stressful enough, let alone under a pandemic. So we've really increased those one-on-one conversations. And when it's nice out, I often go for walks with fellows just to kind of check in and ask if they need anything or that sort of thing.
That's beautiful. I love that you're guiding them with that and making it a positive as much as possible. Also just wondering, I know that you have to have had your bachelor's done. Does it matter what where you have your master's completed at? Does it have to be Marquette? Tell us more about that.
The program is for people looking to pursue their master's, so they would have to have a bachelor's degree, certainly. You wouldn't have to have a master's. Occasionally, we do have someone who has a master's degree that does apply. It's not as common, but it is. We don't have any regulation. If you already do have a degree, you can still apply.
And I just realized I misspoke. I meant bachelor's. Like, do they have to have their bachelor's also from Marquette, or can it be from another institution?
Oh, yes, thank you for that. Yeah, it does not have to be from Marquette. It can be from anywhere. I generally connect folks with a graduate admissions counselor who can speak specifically to the eligibility for the master's program. But we have, right now, our cohorts are about 50-50 split. Half of them are from Milwaukee, and then half of them are coming from outside of Milwaukee from different states across the nation. And so folks definitely have popped around. I know, again, as alum, I graduated from Cardinal Stritch here in Milwaukee. So and then I was able to get into Marquette, yeah.
Excellent. And I'm so thankful. Right now, we have a lot of hellos from our youth organizers that we mentioned earlier. All of our youth organizers are through the employee program from the city of Milwaukee, and it goes from ages 14 to 19. And I know a lot of them are really thinking about college and next steps. So I'm so thankful we're here. Also, my teammate Travis Hope has put in the comments the link to the Trinity Fellowship so we can get people to connect with you as well. And if you want to go ahead and add in your info, I think you might have a private chat button or a comments button on your end, Alicia. So if you want to add it in there, we're happy to add that as well too. Just want to say thank you to all of you, and also just mention, Tammy Rivera mentioned that she had the honor to be a guest instructor with the Marquette University Trinity Fellows, and they have visited our headquarters for orientations, and I've been very thankful to meet some of them as well in some process, and we're very, very grateful for this partnership. Any last thoughts or anything else you want to share before you go? Maybe repeat that deadline one more time.
Well, thank you again for having me. Our deadline is January 15th. Again, I'm happy to talk to folks wherever you are. I'm an AmeriCorps alum with Public Allies Milwaukee, and so I love to even talk about service, AmeriCorps. I have 10 years experience in nonprofits, so please know, even if you're not applying this year and you just want to process a little bit about your life, I'm happy to have those conversations. But otherwise, yeah, again, January 15th, and again, folks can reach out directly for a one-on-one meeting if that's helpful. So I'll plug that information into the chat room. And again, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
We appreciate you so much. We look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that information. Up next, we're going to have a civic engagement update from our civic engagement manager, Gabe Charles. It'll be a video from Megan Wolf, the Election Commission Administrator, and just some updates about the election turnout and some misinformation.
Elections must be transparent. Every step of our elections is transparent, from election day to the tally of absentees to certification. I believe that the planning, preparation, and addressing voter questions should be too. I take voter questions about the election very seriously. Election law is complex. It's our job as election administrators to not just understand and implement the law with precision, but it's also our job to explain the nuances of elections to the public in a way that's approachable. As election administrators, we don't write the law. We can't change the law or the process. That can only be done by your elected lawmakers. As election administrators, we're the referees. We have to follow the rules prescribed by those you elect, and we have an obligation to show you how we are doing that. So to that end, I wanted to answer questions that we've been receiving in our office the last few days and to provide you with updates. Namely, let's discuss the unofficial turnout numbers, election day registration, and the mechanics of a recount. We have also put out a press release with this information and encourage you to share the facts with others who may have questions or concerns about the elections process. So when it comes to voter turnout, unofficially, Wisconsin voters cast 3,296,374 ballots for votes for president. That is the most ever in the state of Wisconsin, exceeding the previous record of 3,071,434 set in 2012. That makes the unofficial turnout percentage of Wisconsin, which has a voting age population of 4,536,417 voters, the unofficial turnout percentage of that is 72.67%. Now, it's important to note, and I've heard many questions about this, that some jurisdictions choose to report their unofficial turnout as a percentage of registered voters. So for example, if a city has 100,000 registered voters as they head into the election, 10,000 new voters register using election day registration, those jurisdictions will sometimes report 110% turnout. The state reports turnout as percentage, again, of eligible voting population, which is that unofficial 72.65% of Wisconsin's 4.53 million eligible voters. So I think that's an important distinction because, again, these are unofficial results and different jurisdictions are using different equations to come up with that percentage of unofficial voter turnout. But we use eligible voter population to make our unofficial determinations. By law, the state of Wisconsin, again, has election day registration. This means that voters who may not have registered previously can register to vote on election day. This increases the number of voter registrations. When voters register on election day, they have to provide personally identifiable information and a proof of residence document. Their address is also verified by sending them a mailing. The local election officials are now in the process of certifying the election at the municipal, county, and then state level. Part of that process is double checking that every voter participation entered has a corresponding and valid voter registration. So, in short, I am so proud of Wisconsin's voters, not just for the record numbers in which they turned out to participate, but for the peaceful and civil way that they did so. And I'm also proud of our local election officials and our poll workers. They followed the law. They were incredibly professional despite enormous pressure.
Thank you so much to Megan Wolf, the election commissioner. Saying my words, election commissioner administrator. We really appreciate her clarifying exactly the process of what happened and making sure that it's fair for all of us. And you all know already that Southside Organizing Center is dedicated to making sure every resident has a voice, vote, and vehicle. So please reach out to us if you have any questions or concerns about the process of voting. It's going to be 2 years before we have another election, and we're always here to support you. Thank you also to Gabe Charles for that wonderful video, and we look forward to having her on the forum on Monday for a voter update for all of you. I just wanted to check in with our guests. I just added in Alicia's info from the Trinity Center, so feel free to click on that. Alan Ganacasco, thank you, said it was an amazing opportunity. I fully agree. We love it so much when you say hello to us or you interact, or if you have any questions or concerns, we're always happy to follow up with all of you. Or maybe you want to tag a friend. Maybe you think they might be interested in some of the information that was heard today. We would love to have you tag or share our show so we can make sure that we get this information to as many residents as possible. Up next, we're going to have a pre-recorded video from Jessica Munoz from the Sojourner Truth Center.
Welcome to 3 o'clock with SOC. Today for our SOC feature, we have a very special guest, and that's Jessica Munoz from the Sojourner Truth Center. Hi, Jessica.
Hi.
Welcome.
No, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your role at the Sojourner Truth Center?
Absolutely. So again, I work for Sojourner Truth, and it's a domestic violence agency here in the city of Milwaukee. My role specifically is I work for the Community Domestic Abuse Programming Team in Sojourner, which has advocates at all of the Milwaukee police districts, as well as an advocate at the Brown Deer Police Department and the Oak Creek Police Department. Part of the Milwaukee Police Department's protocol is actually to give an advocate a referral of any victim of domestic abuse. What my role more than anything is to connect with victims as soon as the incident happens, and that's for safety planning, take care of any immediate needs, and also help them, go through that criminal justice system, navigating it at least.
Okay, thank you. Could you give us a little bit of kind of just tips of what people can do that are experiencing abuse, and what like families, friends or neighbors can do to help with those situations?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that anytime that we see any of our loved ones going through abuse, it's difficult. And being more than anything, I think being supportive, giving anyone a safe place for them to share what they're going through, encouraging them to talk to someone. I think so important that we might not have all the right answers. We might not know what it is to report or to not report, or even what services are available. Encouraging them to talk to an advocate at least. And also, one of the most important things is to keep whatever that person says in between yourselves. Never talk negative about what person's going through, about even the abuser, because you never want to push that person away. And it's definitely a time where that person's been vulnerable. So definitely maintaining an open contact, just letting them know that you're available to talk whenever it's needed.
Okay. Travis, do you want to go ahead and ask Harrison? I think he's muted. But yeah, so then when it comes to being in a situation, let's say you're kind of third-hand experiencing a situation with someone, how would you distress a situation like that?
I think listening. I think that's one of the most important, that whenever someone's talking to you about it, most of the time they're not looking for opinions. Most of the time they're just looking for someone to talk to listen. And definitely never pressuring them to leave the relationship. It takes victims many times to leave the relationship. So definitely just knowing that they can talk to somebody. Many times if they're talking to you, it might not be because they're ready to leave the relationship. And it's also important to not assume that that relationship would be ending.
Right. Can you tell me a little bit about how you got into this role with Sojourner?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, before this, I used to work for the Latino Research Center through UMOS, and they also offer domestic violence services. And I started off working through their immigration program, and from there, I just started seeing the value in the work. I think that especially working here in the South Side with, so many Spanish speakers, there's definitely a need, someone who's able to talk your same language, being able to be there, to navigate. I think the system is so important, especially when you're working with immigrant families who might believe that the same laws are the same in the United States, how they are in other countries. I think I saw the value in being able to support someone who they could relate to.
Right. Well, thank you for your work that you do in our community. And then you did mention that you can relate on a different level as well because of, speaking Spanish, speaking a different language. So which brings me to my next question is like, how can people get in contact with you and the Truth Center, but also what services do you provide in different languages?
So if starting off with our services, all our services are completely free and confidential to everyone, and anyone can access our services regardless if they reported a crime, or if the abuse is physical, emotional. And our services vary. We have an emergency shelter which has 54 beds and is available for victims, both men and women, and their children. We have our advocacy services, which have ongoing services and crisis intervention, as well as support groups. We have a Hope and Healing program, which it's more about empowerment. So getting victims connected to education, wellness, and employment. We have children's programming, which is specifically geared for children who have witnessed or gone through abuse in the home. We have a Beyond Abuse program that is for women who have been abusive in their own relationships. And we do community outreach, as well as we have a restraining order office that's co-located at the Milwaukee County Courthouse, and assisting anybody in the community obtaining a restraining order. Again, all our services are free and confidential. They're still available even right now through COVID, and you could call our 24-hour crisis line, and or if you could call me directly So just getting connected to us, and you could even call our 24-hour hotline even at any time in the day. Ask, say you just want to talk to someone, get connected to services, and they would make a referral, and you could ask specifically to be connected to someone.
Sorry, I just realized I was muted. Do you have that information on your website, or how can we get that?
We do, yes. Our website is sojournerfamilypeacecenter.org, and you could see all our information there. Our 24-hour line is 414-933-2722, and 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a week, trained advocates at all times.
Perfect, thank you. Any other questions, Travis, that you can think of for Jessica right now?
No, I think that went well. I don't know, was she freezing during the video, or was your video frozen, or?
Not for me.
No? Okay. All right, this might have been mine. No, I think that was very helpful and informational. Jessica, is there anything else that you'd like to mention or talk about?
No, not necessarily. I think we covered a good aspect of it all. I mean, unless you'd like me to talk about, there's certain things that have changed, like how services look. For instance, like restraining orders, the process of obtaining a restraining order looks completely different. So if you'd like me,
if you want to talk a little bit about that.
About the restraining order, yeah. So
because there's always misinformation out there about that.
Absolutely.
So if you want to.
Yeah, there's so much misinformation out there, and like there's even misconceptions that people aren't getting arrested, and why call the police if someone's not getting arrested? Which domestic violence is a mandatory arrest, so they're getting arrested for domestic violence. Restraining orders. Before COVID, you would have to file for that restraining order in person. There was no other way to obtain that restraining order. But right now, the Milwaukee, our office at the courthouse is only working through phone. So you'd be able to obtain a restraining order over the phone. You would have to call the restraining order office, place yourself by calling, leaving a message with your name and number. You would place yourself on the list.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that wonderful video from Jessica Munoz from the Sojourner Family Peace Center. I have used those services directly myself before, and they are incredible, confidential, very safe. I can't say enough wonderful things about that organization. And in our comments, you will find some phone numbers and emails and texts to reach out to them. Please don't hesitate if you're living in fear at all right now and you want to get some additional services. I know COVID-19 brings a lot of intense realities for many of us right now, but there are people in the community here for you. So we're very thankful that organization exists. Next up, we're going to have a little commercial for our SOC survey.
Has this live forum been informative and useful to you? What part of the forum could be improved or changed to make it better? Please take a quick survey that's located in the comments section so that we can keep 3 o'clock with SOC going for residents. Thank you for tuning in.
Well, there it is. We've made it through another week of forums for all of you. It's been a very interesting week, to say that the least, but weather is gorgeous outside. I know there's a lot of wonderful events going on in our city this weekend. We hope you can safely distance and partake in some of them. Just a reminder for next week, we're going to have a very, very packed week for all of you. On Monday, we'll have some election updates. Tuesday, it will be our Youth Day, so our amazing youth organizers will be joining us for content. On Wednesday, will be our Spanish Day. We'll be getting a very important update from Nelson Soler from the Fire and Police Commission. Thursday, we will have Claire Evers joining us once again. She is again the Commissioner of the Environmental Health. And then on Friday, Pastor Marty will be here. Marty Calderon will be talking about his program, God Touch Milwaukee. We thank you all so much for joining us. We hope that all of you are safe. Solidarity with all protesters and also anyone dealing with COVID-19. And we look forward to seeing you next week as well at 3 o'clock. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.
Hello, Xaviers. I am Esperanza Gutierrez, a longtime resident of the near South Side. We would like to thank everyone for supporting our 3 o'clock with SOC live show and for completing our SOC survey. In addition to thanking our residents for tuning in and sharing our show, we would also like to thank the following sponsors: Wisconsin Voices, Community Development Block Grant, Neo Philanthropy State Infrastructural Fund, the Movement Voter Project, the Catholic Campaign for Human Development, the Silber Foundation, City of Milwaukee Office of Violence Prevention, the Thai Foundation, the City of Milwaukee Promise Zone, and all the faithful individuals who support SOC through their personal donations. Thank you. Gracias.